Man, I remember when we were at Milby, and I know I probably told the people this before, but when we were at Milby, the first time, me working out and just getting in that weight room, I cried.
Hey, Mike, how do you feel about the situation with you guys trading Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff?
Yeah,
they caught you in the airport.
They caught me in the airport.
And Mike Tomlin, you know what? Fuck the Steelers. I'm saying this, fuck the Steelers. You know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, you thought this was a game, huh? Oh, you slept, you missed the range, huh? I don't switch sides.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Brock, and this is the Brockcast. I'm joined with my co-host with the most, Mr. Patty Pat Talk.
Yo, what's good?
Hey, we're talking about being successful for our aspiring athletes and our current pro athletes. Hosted by yours truly, Mr. Mike Brockers, first round pick, 11-year vet. We're talking about the real stories, real strategies, and real struggles on and off the field. Today's sponsors are Brock Brand Clothing. Be ready, opportunity comes knocking. And Ready Sports Drink. You want something great while you hydrate? Try Ready Sports Drink.
This show is about more than your stats and contracts. It's about the full journey and business moves that you need to make to help build your legacy when the lights go out.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Brock, and this is the Brockcast. I'm joined with my co-host with the most, Mr. Petty Pat Talk.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We back in the building.
Back in the building, man. Another great episode, man. Today's episode, we're touching on the topic, locked in. What it takes to be locked in, the mental grind behind the glory. We're talking about what it takes to stay focused, what it takes to stay disciplined and stay standing no matter what the world throws at you. So let's get into it. So right here, the first little theme of the day is mental grit is built and not born. And the reason why I agree with that is because, man, I remember when we were at Milby, and I know I probably told the people this before, but when we were at Milby, the first time, me working out and just getting in that weight room, I cried. You remember? I don't think you remember that.
Nah,
I literally
do remember.
cried.
I remember seeing you not being able to, bro. I don't remember if it was 25s or if it was 10 to 15 on each on a bench, and I was like, bro, it's no way he this big.
He this big and can't do the weight, bro. That's crazy, bro. And that was me. Everybody, I was weak. I wasn't a quitter, but definitely somebody that never experienced the weight room before getting in there. And I was one that always showed up, even though that first day happened. Like I said, I'm not a quitter, and I always showed up every day, even to the voluntary things. I showed up, made sure I was, going to the weight room because I didn't want the coaches to think that I was, weak-minded or thinking that, I didn't have enough or I didn't love the game. You know what I mean? I love the game. So for me, getting better in the weight room was a part of, playing football.
Bro,
so
I'm going to be real. Bro, I'm going to be real with you. I didn't give a damn about lifting weights, bro.
Didn't give a damn.
And then I only showed up to voluntary because coach said if I don't show up, I can't wear whatever jersey nobody wants.
Come on now.
So it wasn't really even voluntary for me, bro.
But let's be real. Let's be real. If you were to go back, would you have gotten to that weight room?
No, for sure. Me coaching youth football and just seeing the kids that I coach in high school, I tell them all the time, bro, get in the weight room. Mm-hmm. Because it's something so small, but it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
You've been in the weight room, and then every week you just seeing yourself increase, and then you start, you be at home in the mirror and stuff like that. You start to see your body change, like, oh shit, like yeah. When you start seeing the changes, then that's when it become like you almost become like I don't know, obsessed with how your body changing and stuff like that, and then you start seeing, you might start seeing yourself get faster. You start seeing like you starting to do a whole bunch of things that you couldn't do before, and just being in the weight room consistent. And that's a big thing that we always talk, bro, consistency.
Yeah.
And I feel like once you be able to lock in and you become consistent in that weight room, bro, your game can go to a whole nother level.
It's crazy because the question says, what does it take to be mentally, what does it take to become mentally elite? And the first thing that came to my mind was breaking through barriers. Man, my wife always says, we're working out or whatever, and she's like, I'm hot or I'm tired. I'm like, bro, what you quitting for, bro? We got to finish the workout. Like, you can't quit in the middle of the workout to go get some water or something like that. You taking a break in the middle, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like breaking through the mental barriers, man, pushing yourself to the breaking point and pushing yourself past that point to see where you can go. You never know how far you can run or how far you could push yourself in the weight room if you never get to that point.
Bro, look, and then speaking of that, you being a parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just quit on being a parent just because, you know, the kids getting on your nerves and shit getting to you. Man, you know what? I don't want to be a parent no more.
Right.
Y'all got, like, no, I mean, you know, it's probably some people out there that done that before, but it's like you being, you know, somebody with integrity and, you know, you're a God-fearing man. That's not something I want to do. Like, I don't want to quit on life. I don't want to quit on my kids. I don't want to quit on my job. So,
Right.
you know,
You're just not a quitter, man.
Yeah, having that mental aspect
Yeah.
of not being able to, not wanting to quit, you know, that can help out with your.
I don't know. It's
mental.
different, man. You know, we were born in the 80s and 90s, man.
Yeah,
we don't
bro,
got that,
we got
that
our
quitting.
ass whooped too. So
we ain't got that
was
quitting
different.
mentality,
Yeah.
you know, transfer portal. We ain't got none of that, man. You know, and you know, right here it talks about, you know, before I stepped on the field, did I feel like I already won a loss? And you know, for me, it all depends on how I prepared. To be honest with you, you know, I always, you know, kind of felt like this. I always had high respect for my teammates. So if I felt like they were giving it their all, I didn't want to let them down. I think that was another reason why I prepared the way I did, because I wanted to make sure if somebody was fucking up, it wasn't on me. You know what I'm saying? If something broke or some, you know, a big play broke, it wasn't because I didn't do my job. I always wanted to make sure I was doing my job all the time.
But tell me this though, like mentally, like us coming from inner city schools, like how was what was the difference? The difference from going from inner city high school, then you go to LSU and you get to the Natty. You been in inner city school. We went to Millview. We didn't win that many games.
Right.
You went to Chavez. I mean, I think y'all made the playoffs one time, but then you go to LSU and y'all make the Natty. Like, what was that mentally? Like, how was that mentally for you going from losing a lot of games to getting to play in the national championship?
It was one reason why I wanted to go to LSU is because they had a winning tradition. But, you know, man, luckily I had a coach that was coming from the pros, so he always taught us how to, like, watch the offensive line, like, what are they doing, what are their tendencies, you know, little things like that. So I had somewhat of a pro upbringing, you know, when I was in LSU, because my D-line coach was a former D-line coach in the NFL. So, but it was a difference, you know. You had your iPad, you know, all the meeting time that we had, you know, I think that was a big deal. We didn't have a lot of meetings when we were in high school. It wasn't that serious. But, you know, when you get to the LSU, SEC, you know, the big time schools, man, winning is that all that matters. You know what I'm saying? It's everything. So, you know, being in your playbook, knowing the plays, you know, for me, I always wanted to be, like I said, the guy that coach could count on to do the right thing, or the person that, you know, could go in the game and not mess up. I think early on in my career at LSU, that was a niche. Was like, I was a freshman. I was traveling with the team. You know, I didn't know when my name was going to be called, you know, so I always had to be ready, you know, and it was tough, you know, it was tough to be working out and be traveling with the team and not knowing that you're not playing, you know.
But I'm saying, like, you being on the sideline, like, were you ever scared? Like, you see somebody go down, you're like, oh shit, I might be going in.
I remember something like that happened the first game, dog. We went up to Washington in Seattle, and I seen one of the D linemen, you know, go down. He went down for a little bit. I was like, oh, this might be my big break. But then at the same time, I'm like, bro, the light's bright. Like, you know, I don't think I would have been ready, you know, if I would have went in right there. But, you know, luckily, you know, I was able to red shirt, you know, and travel and kind of get, you know, learn, you know, the sense of the game and how things function. Because like you said, going from inner city HISD high school, we didn't have many people at our games. Like, let's be real. And then going to LSU where you got 100,000 people screaming your name or screaming, you know, go Tigers. That's crazy, you know. So for me, it was a big shift, you know, learning how to be a pro from high school. Definitely going to LSU.
Okay, so when you did get in, like, what was it like mentally, like, when you battled, like, dealing with failure? Because obviously you're gonna watch film, you know, dealing with failures, and then you dealing with certain stuff with, like, coach, like, Mike, why you ain't?
Yeah.
Because we you know, we had some of that stuff in high school. Facts. Coach was like, look at Mike, he Olay people getting out the way, like.
Facts. I mean, so to be honest with you, like, that second year, so red shirt freshman, and now what's that red shirt sophomore. So
Yeah.
that red shirt sophomore year, you know, I was battling for the starting position. You know, I had a junior and a senior in front of me, and then I was the next guy. You know,
Yeah.
I was the next guy. So it was a little rough because I felt like I won the job. Like in training camp, you know, I'm on all my plays. I'm not messing up. You know, I'm hustling to the ball, things like that. And I didn't get the start. You know, I didn't get the nod to start. So for me, that was a bummer. But you know, I was just like, bro, you know, I'm not gonna let that get to me. You know, I am where I am. You know, I'm right behind this guy. So if he needs a break, I'm going in the game. So let me be on top of whatever plays I need to be on top of. Let me make sure I know all my P's and Q's. So when I get in this game, I'm gonna make some plays. So it really depended on how I prepared.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like now, kids don't give a fuck about that. If I'm not starting, bro, you know I'm jumping the portal.
That's crazy. Yeah,
because they go in spring games, they don't play. All right, bro, I'm out.
Right.
Or they go play spring game, have a good spring, and then they get hit up by colleges, and then they're like, fuck this, I'm out. Like I'm gonna go somewhere else. They got that bag. They gonna drop some bread on me.
What do you think about that? I mean,
bro, that's why a lot of colleges, I feel like that's why they stopped doing their spring game shit. Like you don't see, or you don't see it televised. I didn't really see any spring games. I don't think this year. And dealing with colleges, it's like because as another school can just go. I don't know if it's allowed or not, but if other schools, scouts or whatever, can go watch y'all game and just pick players, like you know what I'm saying. So like a freshman or sophomore that really, you know, it might be his time up. Y'all come over here, bro. I'm gonna shoot you 100. I'm gonna give you 120.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go and jump in that portal. We got you.
Yeah.
So you go from getting, you know, might be getting 40,000 at this school. Now somebody shoot you 120. I'm out.
Right.
I don't give it. I'm out.
And I don't blame the player. I don't blame the player, man, because if somebody's shooting you bread and you know you got a position to play, and I would be wrong to tell you not to take that opportunity. I'm saying
in your case. Somebody in your case, bro, back then it was different because it wasn't no transfer. You got to sit out a year. Not and wasted the whole year trying to, because I'm in my feelings about not starting.
Absolutely.
You know, and you know we don't want to wish this on nobody, but all it takes is one injury. Somebody go down, and it's the next man. That's all. We always say the next man up mentality,
bro.
And you hate to see people go down, but hey, bro, you know,
football is 100% injury, bro.
Tom Brady is a prime example of. If a motherfucker get hurt, I'm finna take the best. You know, take the best of this this chance that I got. Because Drew Bledsoe never got in the game. He never got to play for the Patriots again because Tom Brady started every game after that. So, yeah, man, that's the. I feel like the generational gap with the way it was back then versus now. We can keep arguing about that, but I mean they make it more accessible to go to another school now. So it sucks. When some colleges recruit a kid just so he won't go to their rival, and you be at that school and you don't even play. But now it's not about tradition no more. It's about who got the bigger bag. Then then all right, that's cool. How much you gonna pay me, bro? I want to see if you should be going to these schools for tradition.
Right.
Then the money come because you go to these schools. Just for bread, that don't equate you to no wins.
Absolutely, and for you saying that, I remember going to LSU. You remember when we went to LSU, went to the game, went to chapel, whatever, and that's what was a part of my speech was like, you know, man, I didn't come to LSU because they paid me the most, man. I came to LSU because I wanted to play for LSU. I wanted to be a Tiger. You know, I fell in love with the purple and gold and just, you know, the stadium and the fans, bro. So, for me, the money didn't even matter, bro. I was going to be playing for LSU anyway because that's who I wanted to play for. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's the other way around. Kids will take their bread and they out there getting the snot beat out of them every week.
Just for the bread now.
They giving me $2 million. Fuck it, I don't care. I'll go out here and lose for $2 million. Like that's a sucker mentality. Like I'm not doing it. I don't want to go out there like you risk of getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Fucking your career off for some nah, bro.
Yeah.
Deion said I want to send you to the place where you can get the bigger bag. Right.
Right. Absolutely. See, yeah, because back in the day, man, it just meant more. The tradition and things meant more, man. The rivalries meant more to us, you know, than the money. You know, it was more about
who can spend the most on their roster now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see which teams,
bro. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, bro, I think I saw it like somewhere where they gonna have it to where it's like each team, like all the big schools got like salary caps.
Yeah.
Like 20 million. Like,
Yeah.
bro, what the at this point, bro, I'm not even finna lie to you. It should be like, why do they even have class? For what? You come to this, bro. I hate. I don't want to sound like,
Go on the rent, man. The
Listen,
people love your rent.
What's the
bro.
point of even going to school now, right?
Right.
Because it's like, it's not even about school no more. Like,
Right.
now I'm an athlete student, so I'm getting paid to come here. So it's like, should I even have to go to school? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making all this money. I really shouldn't have to go to class. Give me some paper classes.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, the fact that you said it.
And then whatever come with, if somebody come here and want to get a degree, that's cool. You can do them courses, take
Right.
that, whatever. But everybody else, y'all just got football.
Yeah.
Y'all in athletics all day.
You might as well be a pro then, bro. You
But
might
I'm
well,
but
yeah,
you getting
but you getting
I'm
paid.
getting
I
paid
hear
like
you.
a pro. This is my job now.
I hear you.
Like,
I hear
it's
you.
not even school no more. This is a job for me.
It is. I mean, you getting paid for it. And you getting paid to play football.
Man.
It's a job now. So you do. Hey, Petty Pat do got a point, y'all. He do got a point. This next one is why athlete needs a mental game plan as much as a physical one. If you would say like the football is 80% mental,
90% mental.
90%
90% mental,
10%
physical, because somebody can have all the physical attributes and be weak-minded.
Yeah.
And it could be a kid out there he got the mental toughness, but he might not be as physically gifted as somebody. He'll whoop your ass.
Right.
Because you're not mental tough. Like,
right.
And you see that all the time with these schools. Like, we big in Texas high school. You see it all the time with these high schools, right? I'm just thinking high school football. Where you see these kids that, like we say, they get out athleted, but then you'll see some schools, you like, bro, there's no way they should have won that game. They ain't got no athletes on their team.
Right.
But they mentally tough. Like, I don't care if you faster than me, right? I'm going to technique you. That's what I'm going to do. You could be fast and have no technique. That's cool.
Prime example, Westlake versus North Shore this year.
Westlake versus North Shore, bro.
Was prime example,
North Shore
bro.
came with all the athletes, and Westlake came with all the technique.
And went out there and won the game. That's just crazy.
And North Shore is a state championship contender damn near every single year. So there it is, bro, with the mental part of the game.
With the mental part of the game.
On my side.
No, I mean, no, you're right, because going back to, grit is built, man. It's built off of preparation. It's built off the weight room. It's built off of what you're doing outside the field. Are you watching film? Are you watching, extra film, without the coach? Because that's another thing too. It's easy to go in that weight room, go in that meeting room and watch with the coach. But are you watching without the coach? That's a big deal.
Not even just that, bro. It's watching where you fuck up at. Like I say all the time, bro. Highlight tapes is cool.
Right.
Let me see where you getting your ass kicked. Let me see how you respond to that. Right.
Right.
And that, as a coach, that's what I'm gonna grade you off of, because I know you can make good plays, but let me see what you do when you got some adversity in front of you, right? If you gonna fold or not. And then once again, mentally, you got to be ready for stuff like that. It's a lot of kids that don't be like, when adversity hit, all of a sudden they fold now. Like, damn, bro, where you at?
Yeah.
You was doing all that shit against the sorry teams. Now somebody at your level or a little bit better, now you want to fold.
Right.
Now you scared to run the ball. Now you fumbling. Now you not blocking. Now you not catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's shit like that'll come into play with kids who think that they got this and they got that. Man, go look at where you fuck up at, bro.
Absolutely.
Stop telling everybody about all the good shit you do all the time.
Right. Definitely be focusing on, working on your craft, but also having that next play mindset. How you bounce back from a bad play or bad game, bad season or whatever, is really having that next play mindset.
Bro, I remember that happened. Oh, bro, I think you had left already. We played against the high school I left from. I fumbled the ball 3 times, and we lost by 6. Bro, I fumbled the ball with nobody in front of me.
Damn. What do you think? What do you think it was?
I'm 6. I'm ready to play me. I'm ready to celebrate. It was I had like ripped through a tackle, and there was nobody in front of me, bro. And then I don't know how, somehow, bro, my knee hit I don't even remember. I'm kind of like breaking away, and then The ball just hit my. I honestly don't even remember how I fumbled.
You just know. You
And
just
then
knew
I'm
the
like,
coach.
but because I'm thinking I'm finna turn around and get, it's some roach ass nigga running behind me, dove on the ball. I was hot.
You know who was hotter? Coach.
Coach,
You know
what?
he threw his head
Coach,
down,
what?
headset
Coach-
was broke. You already
Coach
know.
Kent, bro. We had, bro. Me and my boy Jay Black fumbled. Josh fumbled 2 times that game. I fumbled 3.
Tripping.
That was the last game I fumbled.
That was the last game you fumbled?
Last game I had ever fumbled. Anytime I played football.
Okay.
That was my
dog-
junior year.
My dog changed his ways after he fumbled that rock.
Bro,
Huh?
I wanted to beat them so bad, bro. That was my right. It was the school I left.
Right.
Like, all my homies, I played against a
Now,
bunch of my
all your
homeboys,
boys
bro.
telling,
They
about,
to this day, Lance Shepard, bro. He went and got the newspaper article where I fumbled. Where I had the fumbles and put the hell on Facebook. Because we was kind of arguing about football. About when we played.
Who was that?
My homeboy Lance.
Lance, you
He
a
played-
whole ass nigga, boy.
He played at Sterling. He played safety. Bro, this man went and found an article where I fumbled the ball, bro, and put that hoe in the comments.
That's fucked up, bro. You should have did my dog a little bit better.
Yeah, he got me with that one.
All right, man. We gonna move on, man. Talk about when purpose is your pressure. The difference between playing for a check and playing for purpose.
No, they don't do that no more, bro.
Man, like I say, bro, sometimes the check can be your purpose. Let's be real. Sometimes the check can be your purpose, and the reason why I say that is because in a situation where you're a father now, you're newly father, whoever me, you know, when I became a father, bro, the check and going out there playing, making money for my family, that was my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Being
But
the breadwinner for my family.
It's different now, Mike, because niggas is only going for the check with no niggas don't be going to school for a purpose. I get you saying the check is a purpose, but I'm trying. You know what that purpose be? Let me go. I'm finna go and get this Maybach. I'm finna get this Hellcat. I'm finna get this jewelry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I had to talk to my cousin. His dad, Maurice. He told his son. He said, because he at Arizona State now.
Mm-hmm.
He told him, with your first few checks, you know what? Buy what you've been wanting to do.
Yeah.
Like jewelry, your clothes, whatever. The first 3 checks, go ahead and kind of splurge a little bit. Enjoy what you got. But after that, you need to be setting your money aside because it's not, if you don't make it to the league, you still got to live your life.
Absolutely.
Football is not forever, so you still got to. Your purpose should be, let me put some money away. So for a rainy day, you always said put some money away for a rainy day because you never know what might happen. Mm-hmm. So I literally just talked to him 2 days ago about his son because I asked him, tell him about going to some games. He was like, man, I was just telling him this about his money.
Yeah.
So if for those kids out there who don't have that father figure, who don't have somebody out there telling them, hey man, this is what you should be doing with your money. Y'all need to find some type of financial advice. Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn who it is. You all need some type of financial advice from somebody because it's a lot of money they giving out to these kids. Some of these kids ain't never had $20 in their pocket at one time, and now you can get them $100,000. You know what I'm saying? So you can spend that money quick.
Nah, facts. It goes fast.
It goes fast, and it's not you getting paid every week. So they like, I'm gonna just I got it
I'm
next
get it
week.
next week. Yeah,
next week. Football season over with now.
Now you ain't getting paid.
Now you not getting paid. So it's like, what do you do now?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't spend all them weeks was coming. You spent all that money. I don't know if they don't get paid in the off season, do they?
I'm not sure.
I don't know how they.
I wasn't the NIL guy.
How they work with colleges though. If as long as you're enrolled, you get a check. How does that work?
Yeah, they probably split your money up over the whole 2 semesters. I don't know. I would if I.
We're gonna have to figure that out. How does that work? Or you only get paid during the football season?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing about getting paid in college, bro. I wasn't getting paid, and I don't get none of the little money that they filed a lawsuit for like $2 billion or something, $20 billion or whatever that number was. I don't get it. You know where in the start? It started 2016. I was in the league by 4 years, but by that time, so I don't get none of the little NIL money. So,
but they are damn, bro. The NCAA, was it the NCAA? they are finna start back paying some of the players.
That's what I'm saying. They back paying only until 2016. So I don't get none of that, man. I don't get none of that.
Damn.
Keep your head up, champ. Nah, it's okay. I'll move on. Stories of athletes that lost sight of purpose. Oh, you had a good one, and you mentioned it in the group chat when we was talking about today's. You had a good one. I got Tommy Mason, man. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or are you okay with talking about that?
So my boy T Griff, right? He was he a H-Town legend.
H-Town legend for sure.
And everybody knew who T Griff was in the basketball world in Houston. And he talks about, kind of, we'll show the video later on in the show, about how he lost sight because it was just too much for him in college basketball. He was the dude in high school.
Right.
He went to Madison High School, one of the best players. Like, when I say built like a linebacker, but had the ball on. He was my Kyrie Irving when I was in high school. Like, just the things that I would see him do, how he dribbled the basketball, how he could shoot from half court. He can get to the rim, he could dunk, he could finish with either hand. Like, Tommy was like, our GOAT when he was in high school.
Built like you say, built like a little stocky linebacker. He looked like he's supposed to be on the football field.
But he played
never
basketball.
touched the football field. He played basketball.
And he had his whole family. He had his cousins all playing on the team too. And just hearing his story, because a lot of people was like, "Dang, what happened to Tommy at Oklahoma?" Because he was doing his thing in college, and then when you hear him talk about how much it was for him to deal with, it was just too much. And then he ended up going and playing overseas, and he had, they loved him overseas. And then, I honestly don't kind of know what happened with his overseas career, but I do know he was playing some good ball over there. But like I said, we'll kind of get into his story later on in the show. But Tommy T. Griff is a good one, man. And shout out to my boy T. Griff.
Yeah, man. Keeping your faith focused, fired through injuries, losses, and media hate. What you mean?
Hey, Mike, how do you feel about the situation with you guys trading Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff?
Yeah.
They caught you in the airport.
They caught me in the airport, and I was still on the Rams at that point, and you asked me, and then Jared was traded already.
Yeah.
So you asked me about a guy that's currently on my team, and who you expect me to talk about, So I said something, positive about Matthew Stafford, and they took off with it. It was a bunch of hate,
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I get traded to Detroit, in a span of a month or some couple of weeks, maybe. You know
that's karma, bro, because we raided his locker, bro.
Did we raid his locker? We didn't raid his locker.
We took like 2 shirts out of there.
Yeah, I took some shirts. I took a jersey because I wanted him to sign it. I need Goff. I need you to sign that jersey. But yeah, man. It was, and then the media was talking shit about, oh man, Brock was said this about Jared Goff and this and this and that, and I ended up being on the same team as him, and I think he honestly handled. I don't think he really.
But tell him what that experience was like when you went to the Lions and he saw you. When you first walked in.
Yeah, it was weird, bro. It was definitely awkward when you got all the media attention saying, oh, yeah, Brock was talking shit on Jared Goff, and then you looking him straight in his face and like, hey, bud. But nah, man, he's very mature, man. He understands what the media is, and, everybody it's about clickbait and, whatever's popping, whatever's hot, let's, trendy, let's roll with it. So, man, he understood. But, it definitely took a lot out of me just to not say anything, because you get so many comments under your post, so many comments, on the Twitter or X or whatever's out now, and you want to say things, because I had a teammate who he was telling me how he always looks up his Twitter, like, name, you look up his name and see everything, people is talking about him. I'm like, bro, why do you do that? Why do you torture yourself like that? Like, you can't make everybody happy, bro. So, like, it's going to be some weirdo out there that just doesn't like your play. It doesn't matter who
he don't have a profile picture.
Nothing.
You go look, he don't have no pictures. He got pictures of some deer or something. Some old cars or something for his photos.
Bunch of replies of him arguing with people under posts, but nothing else on his.
Fucking idiot, you suck.
And so that's the reason why, you can't let the media and all these other avenues hold so much weight in your life. You got to kind of know, who you are, whose you are. And I kind of looked at it, when I went out and played, and if I didn't do well or, during a loss, like, did I prepare well? Did I give everything at practice? Did I, watch as much film as I should? Did I give it my all? Did I, give all 100% effort? Did I, chase the ball? Was I doing the little things to help the team win? And, and was I physically ready to play, to dominate? And I think that was a big thing with, being at the Rams and, being kind of like under AD's wing a little bit, where he was showing me like what it took to be all pro. I knew what it took to be a professional, but what it took to be an all pro was a little different. Working out, the sacrifices in the off season, like no days off in the off season. He didn't take many days off. Like once we were out of football, I think he might have took a week off and he was back, working on his feet, working on something. So that learning from those things, learning from the people, I was around, I never had like a day where I was just like, man, I ain't shit. It's just more like, damn, I need to get better. I always look at an aspect of how can I be better? Maybe I didn't do something right, or maybe I wasn't at 100%, but I know I can be better. So I always push to be better.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Talk to me.
But I just feel like me playing like as a football player, when you watching film of yourself, like, and you see yourself getting fucked up,
yeah,
it's like, come on, coach, I don't know what to do at this point. Motherfucker, 2 or 3 people then mushed me, bro. Hey, what you expect? What you want me to do, man? I don't give a damn how many weights you lift. It's always a motherfucker stronger than you. It's always a motherfucker faster than you.
Absolutely. When your coach tell you, hey, you getting mushed off the ball, like I played D tackle, you going against a double team, and double teams is a part of the game playing D line, but there's a way to play them. You're 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna win that rep if you're getting double, but there's a way to play it. You know what I'm saying? So you can play it and, maybe not make the play, but you don't just get your ass whooped.
Bro,
there can be teams where you can get your ass whooped at a double team and be in the linebacker lap. That's not what you want. What you were saying, bro?
It's funny just watching certain stuff on watching players do certain stuff where they, you fucked up. You're like, damn.
Clap? Oh, yeah.
That clap? You fucked up. That clap and look to the sideline to see if you coming out the game.
I'm always watching the extra bullshit during games, like, watching people fall and look around or not, the play go away from them so they don't run to the ball. He jogging or something. I always watch the little shit.
Bro, what about, like, when DBs – the quarterback make a bad throw and the DBs, you strap. Like,
oh yeah,
that's the shit that I hate to see. Like when I like watching film, good coverage. Like, no, coach, that was a bad throw by the quarterback.
Yeah.
Stop telling him that the wide receiver was wide open. If the quarterback make a good throw, that's 6.
You got to think these dudes already on the island. They at a disadvantage, and they can't touch the receivers at all.
But you the ones that talk the most.
You got to pump yourself up just to go out there and play cornerback.
I used to hate I try to run over a DB, and he on his hands and knees and make the tackle.
Trying to cut you, and then
get up talking. Shit. I'm like, bro, I'm 5'8". Why would you try and chop me and I'm 5'8", bro?
Right.
That tell me something about you.
Let me be honest with you, bro. The worst tacklers on the team is the cornerbacks, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Is the cornerback. So for them to make a tackle and put that, go in there and tackle anybody, bro.
Shout out Trayvon Diggs.
Hey, the effort needs to be there, bro. It ain't a lot of Jalen Ramseys out there, bro. It ain't a lot of guys like that, So, for the long time, what's said around the league is corners don't like to tackle. So
we know
if you run the play, make sure you block the safety. Don't block the corner because the corner ain't going to want to tackle anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's some safety. But see, the thing about safeties, bro, is they get sneak attacks. They always hitting people when they not looking. Right? Because as a receiver, I'm looking at the quarterback who beaming down on me.
Right.
The safety, right? Running back coming out the backfield, majority of the time, a safety going to pick him up. So or a linebacker, but linebackers we don't worry about them. We worry about. I'm looking past you. I'm looking at the safety.
Now in the game, you know, if a safety crack you in the game, now you can crack them in the game because there's little plays built up to where you can motion in. And I've seen what's my guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's one. He's a big one. Cooper Kupp is another one. They will motion in and crack the safety. You know what I'm saying? So like, hey, bro. He gets you a big shot early in the game.
It's not the same. It's not the same as being able to peel back somebody cap back, bro. Crack back blocks.
Not like
when
back
somebody
in the day.
running full speed, chasing like somebody with the ball, and you able to
and they looking at the ball,
and the next thing they do, they wake up on the sideline. They don't remember nothing that happened, bro. I missed them days, bro. Of getting a toss play, getting a 28 a toss crack, bro, when my slot receiver come in motion and they toss it to the outside and that slot receiver run at full speed and he snot bubble a linebacker. Bro, I used to love hearing that thud, bro, because I know I'm gone now. Outside receiver just blocked the DB to the outside line and I could turn it up. Bro, I used to.
Okay, I hear you. You catching the pitch on the outside, you hitting the edge. Okay.
Yeah.
And seeing that guy get cracked back, so you can't crack back no more anymore. So
nah, you just see D linemen and linebackers running full speed wherever because they know you can't. I know nobody can hit me.
I can't get blindsided no more. Even the DBs, like I know now you know on the outside, the cornerbacks can't cut the lineman no more. So
that was another thing. DBs would come up full speed and then take the lineman legs out.
Mm-hmm. Can't do that.
I used to love doing that on defense.
Right, you
big
can't
fat
do that
boy,
no more.
I'm finna flip you, big boy.
Yeah. So now the linemen they extra pumped up to run that toss play because they know.
Bro, when linemen latch on to you like a good lineman, bro, you can't do you hitting their arms, you fighting, tugging. I'm sorry, bro. Please call holding because this man finna drive me down the field.
Them boys' forearms all pumped up.
They strong, bro. When they grab your jerseys, then you could as a DB, bro. You see what they doing to other D tackles, D linemen, bro.
They don't do nothing but hold. Offensive linemen ain't doing nothing but holding. For real.
Now I don't want
play.
I mean, it's holding on every play, but
it's holding every play, bro. Every play. All right, let's get into you. We talked about staying consistent. This talks about staying consistent in the dark, which I can kind of correlate to just having integrity, man. I think that was the biggest thing for me in my young career was just having integrity, showing up, like I say, to all the voluntary workouts, the mandatory workouts, obviously, but the voluntary ones that nobody ever showed up. But I was in the weight room making sure just to find something to do, stay busy, getting strong, getting better each and every day. That's one thing I focus on, just having integrity, doing the right thing while nobody's watching, pushing myself, being responsible. Because I knew I had dreams, I had goals, so I knew that was important things to get there. What about you?
My thing is I keep going back to these high school kids because I love coaching. Is you see these stories all the time with these kids. You see superstar players in the NFL who had no offers, right? And the thing that they kept in their repertoire was being consistent, working out when nobody's looking. You can't just say, "Oh man, I ain't got no offers. I'm finna give up. Fuck it. I ain't going to college." No, because you got to think about it. These colleges are sending out scouts everywhere.
Right?
They going to these little towns. They going to the mom and pop schools. They going to 3As, 2A, private schools, wherever. They gonna find them some talent. So, and if their mental is not there, and you just want to give up just because you think nobody's seeing you, bro, it's always somebody watching.
Always,
literally, always somebody watching. College scouts talk to these high school coaches all the time. You got these fucked up coaches who don't put their kids out there too. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. These kids got to do a lot of the work. But when you got a coach with some integrity, he gonna look, man. He ain't the biggest. You gonna tell these coaches he's not the biggest. He's the hardest working kid I got on my team.
Right.
He's disciplined. He's coachable.
That's all they want to hear. To be honest with you,
exactly, bro. And all it takes is for your coach to say that about you. They know that you're a good kid. You know what? Let me give him a chance. Let me give him a shot. Let me go. Let me go talk to him and see what he about. And then there it is. There's your chance. A lot of these kids, like Justin Jefferson, prime example, he said he only had one offer. LSU, he took it. And look where he at now.
Right.
So, guys, just because you think, somebody's not seeing the work that you putting in, or you think that nobody's watching you, it's all literally, bro. I'm telling you, there is always somebody watching you if you are playing a organized sport. Always. So, don't get down on yourself. Keep the consistent mindset, and I promise you, the rest will take care of itself.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is another thing, bro. Like, I always felt like somebody, especially when I got to the league, this is my mindset. Man, somebody's always trying to get better than me.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially when it came to working out, grinding, working out in the off season, I always felt like, you now social media, you scrolling on social media, then all of a sudden you see a guy working out. I'm like, damn, he's getting better than me. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking like, bro, somebody could be getting better than me, or some rookie or whatever thinks he's coming up taking my spot. Like, it was always that pressure to stay, keep my spot, first of all, stay consistent, and just, making myself available, making myself, not like the Drew Bledsoe, not getting hurt, trying my best not to get hurt, keeping my body physically ready to play at all times, because, you never knew
who was going to come. Availability.
Who was going to come, take your spot or try to attempt to take your spot. So for me, it was like, man, always working, because somebody out there is probably working harder than you if you're not working, for sure.
Yeah, nah. What matters more to coaches, coachability or talent? Coachability, for sure. Because I can coach you to be good. I can coach you to do what I need you to do.
Right.
But kids who have talent and it's not coachable, I can't do nothing with you.
Right.
Because everything. I'm not able to tell you nothing, right?
Right.
So it's like, I don't want to have to deal with that, man.
Right.
It's a lot of you out there that's coachable, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that's another big thing with a lot of kids you see, like, damn, what happened to him? Mm-hmm. Prime example, bro. And we all know this kid, the Malik quarterback from Last Chance U. Mm-hmm. Prime fucking example, bro. Mm-hmm. This kid was a 5-star coming out of high school. Had all the talent in the world.
Right.
Committed to Florida State. Uncoachable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You go on Last Chance U, we see how he talking to his teammates. Mm-hmm. We see how he talking to his coach. He uncoachable. Mm-hmm. Now we just saw him. That kid didn't play for almost every kind. He didn't play 37U indoor football, outdoor football, lingerie football, flag football, and he cannot. They can't keep. He can't stay on the team, bro.
Stay on the team
because he is uncoachable and he feels like he knows everything. You know who else I thought was gonna be like that, bro? Was a Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler was a cocky MF, and he had that ego about himself, but you can kind of see like he didn't got it together now.
It humbles you.
That kid, I can't think of his fucking name, bro. Malik something from Last Chance U, people know exactly who I'm talking about.
Right.
The quarterback from Last Chance U, and everybody, like, he was good, but he was so damn uncoachable, right, bro. And just seeing that, like, dealing with kids, like, I'd be like, bro, please, bro, if you could just become coachable, the world would be at your, like, you don't understand, but some of these kids, they listen to their family, they listen to the outside world, and they feel like, so and so, they got their head big as a balloon, and
yeah. The first thing that when he said that, I thought of, you need the game doesn't need you. You know what I mean? And I think players don't realize, like, the game don't need you, bro. It's hella dudes out here with talent, bro. You know, you're not the only. You think like, oh man, I'm 6'5", I can run the 4. Then you see all the dudes out there that's running, 6'5", running 4.2, whatever, and you like, bro, I'm just another number, bro. The game does not need you, bro. You need the game. You want to play this game called football, whatever sport you play. You need the game. So for you to feel like you know more of the game, you're not coachable, or like, be on your own team. If that's the case, you must be coachable.
To build your own team, you need billions of dollars. So
Absolutely.
To get the billions of dollars, you got to do something.
Right.
Like, you need to do something. It's not like you can't just. I'm not saying everybody, but not everybody is born a billionaire.
Right.
You know, so if you're not born a billionaire, you need something to get some type of income.
Hey, gotta figure it out. Gotta figure them skills out, man. It says, do you want the moment or the mission, man? I'm kind of thinking about that. Do you want the moment or do you want the mission?
My mission or the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would take the mission because the mission is it was playing sports to be a champion, right?
Right.
And you can. There's a lot of moments.
Mm-hmm.
People have moments all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but champions are remembered.
Right. Facts. They don't ever remember the team that lost.
Yeah. So
never
you could have a
remember the
moment. You
2018
could have been on a team that lost
lost.
and had your moment. You know, but people, they don't. I don't care. You didn't win.
Right.
I want to. You are remembered when you become a champion.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I'm taking the mission over the moment.
For sure. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, now we can move into our trending news.
So in sports and bro, this was a big one. The Packers released Jair Alexander.
Yeah. How do you think that's going to affect them defensively? They got a hell of a D-line. The Packers do.
Bro, listen, Jair Alexander is one of my favorite football players in the NFL, bro. Because
Why,
he
'cause
petty.
he fight all the time.
He petty, bro. And I like his swag, like how you be talking shit. You know, not just to play media and stuff too. Like when they ask dumb questions,
Yeah.
he'll get them a sarcastic answer. So him being released was. I mean, I think it was probably more Hillside because he been nicked up past few years.
Yeah.
I hope he go to a contender.
Yeah. I think at this time in his career, I think that's just what he wants. I think as a player, you want to try to win you a championship before you get out of the league. So
it's just that plan for the Packers, bro. It's just like that's one of those teams where you stay there your entire career because of the tradition.
Right.
Right, win or lose, I'm a Packer for life. Like that's just kind of like how Green Bay has built their tradition over there. But Jair Alexander, obviously, the mission is to win a ring. So, listen, come down to H-Town.
Come on, man.
We stockpiling DBs anyway. So
hey, might as well. Shit,
come on down to H-Town. I don't know if they got the set. They got enough. They'll find some paper to give you. They'll
just print some more. They'll print some more money.
Yeah, they'll give you a good 1 or 2 year deal. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Now come down to H-Town. Okay, so next up was this clip, my boy Tommy Mason Griffin. And we could put this clip in the video. He had a good freshman year. They had him, Tiny Gallon, and some more other guys at Oklahoma. Oklahoma they thought they were going to win the national championship with that team.
Right.
And then you hear him talk about all it took, the meetings, the class, and just the mental toughness that it took for him to have to go through all that stuff when you become a college athlete. He just wasn't. He was like, I just wasn't ready for that. I didn't want to have to. I didn't want to do it no more. And I think I remember, don't quote me if I'm wrong. He had posted after that season, I did my 1 year, I'm done, on Twitter or something like that. And it kind of like a lot of people were like, what? Like he going to the draft, and a lot of people feel like had he stayed one more year. He for sure would have been a top 10 pick in the draft. But listening to that video, I was like, damn, bro. I see. I see. Why he left after. Because it's a lot, bro. Like you talk about all the time. It's a lot. You got meeting after meeting after meeting, workout after workout after workout. I mean, you coming from an inner city school, Madison High School, inner city. I'm the dude at school, you know what I'm saying? He probably worked out a little bit, and that was really it.
For me, when I saw that video, I just thought burnout, man. Just, probably playing basketball from since a young age. You've been playing all the way from school to high school to college, and then now you just see, like, you've been playing, right, for the love of basketball from, early ages to high school, right? And then you get to the college, and then you start realizing, okay, I'm playing for my, for money, or playing for my scholarship, or playing for whatever. You start to see how serious it is. It kind of takes the fun out the game. You know what I mean? So,
and I think that having like you said, a bunch of meetings and stuff. And basketball, you be like, damn, why we gotta have all these meetings?
Right.
Like, why we watching all this film and stuff like that? Basketball, you can win games with just one player. Like, one player could take over. So it's like, I'm pretty sure it was a like a culture shock for him. Like, damn, like, this what I gotta do?
Right.
We just watched film. Now I gotta have a meeting about the film that we just watched.
Right.
You know, I gotta have a meeting about the players on my team, about me dribbling the ball, about the shots I take, about how much rest I get, about, he told a story about him going out and partying and doing all this other stuff, but he had a teammate who was working out and eating right, and he was like, I ain't doing that. You know, so it just wasn't something that he was accustomed to, so he probably felt like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right. I'm gonna be all right. So, and it, like you say, he got burnt out and it took a toll on him.
Do you think if he would have had like some kind of mentor, some kind of maybe pro mentor, something like that to guide him and help him get his mind right, you think he would have been
for sure.
more ready prepared?
I think he probably had a few guys, but not anybody who was like, bro, this is what it take.
Right.
This is what it's gonna take for you to get to where you need to go, where you're trying to go. Had he had somebody like that, maybe Mason Griffin jerseys, NBA jersey would have been sold. No, not hands down for sure. Just seeing what he could do on a basketball court, and how fluid he was, how tenacious he was, how unafraid of the moment he was. You know, he had everything it took to be an NBA point guard.
Right.
Regardless if he was 5'10", 5'11", whatever they said he was, he still had. You couldn't guard him. You know, so had he had a mentor, somebody who's been there, or one of the coaches, and that says a lot about coaches. Like, let me go holler at you, man. Let me come holler at my starting point guard who's supposed to be leading us to a national. Let me come talk to you and see. Let me sit down and talk to you before you start making these rash decisions.
Right.
I know it's a lot, but this is what it's gonna take. We gonna get you help. You need a tutor? We'll get you 5 of them. Right. We can get you 2 tutors. Like shout out Taj Boyd. He had 2 or 3 tutors in the room with him.
Right.
So
tutors.
They could. It should have been a better reach out on a coach's behalf, because you don't want to see a talent like that just go to the wayside.
Nah, for sure. I definitely think his support system, but you never know, man. You never know how it turned out, but definitely. I feel like if he would have had somebody being real with him about what the expectation was, maybe just letting him know, like, man, you are very good, but there's a lot of very good guys out there. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make yourself different. You know what I'm saying? You got to show them why you're different than these other guys, because it's a bunch of people that can play basketball, bro. Let's be real. But it's a small few that can get it done at a high level with the lights on and things like that.
Hey, bro, I remember watching him play Milby. He gave us 40 easy.
Oof.
He gave us 40
on the
easy.
Light day. On the light day. Light
40
day, 40
easy. Coach Duff didn't know what to do. He didn't know who to go. He didn't know who to put on him.
The 3-2.
He didn't know 1-3-1. Bro, listen, because Milby was running man. Bro, zone man, whatever, bro. They couldn't do nothing with him.
Nah, facts. All right, moving on. Texans signing former Browns running back Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon, bro.
What you think about that, man? Nick Chubb coming off of, what is this, second or third ACL injury?
I don't give a damn. If we can get 80% of Nick Chubb, that's better than a lot of running backs in the NFL.
Yeah, and he's been proven, too.
Proven, bro. If we can get 800 yards, 800 out of Nick Chubb, 5-6 touchdowns.
Yeah. The thing about the league is, like, you got to constantly reprove yourself every year. Like, you can't go off of what you did last year, because, you don't know.
But Nick Chubb, you think about it, Nick Chubb was taking majority of the carries in Cleveland. Yeah. Now you got Joe Mixon to take.
I hear you.
And now Joe Mixon got Nick Chubb, so that it's going to be nasty.
Come on, Texas fans.
But listen. We got a rebuilt offensive line though. So you got I think they got 4 or 5 new linemen. So it's this jigsaw puzzle that we trying to put together in front of CJ Stroud. I hope that they can, make a good run in the playoffs. You make a good, second, third round playoffs. That's cool with us.
I don't think. I don't think they had
It's championship or bust?
It's championship or bust.
Yeah,
now,
because
bruh.
you're gonna end up having to pay C.J. Stroud, and then you're gonna have a Brock Purdy situation.
That's what I'm saying. Every team has a window. Every team has like a 4 to 5 year window where they can get all their rookies under the same rookie contracts, all their vets, getting paid, the money that they deserve. You only got like a 4 to 5 year window right now in the NFL to keep your team together. Because after all them rookies come up and they need one, contract.
You're gonna have to pay Will Anderson. Bruh. You're gonna have to pay Kamari Lassiter looking like that dude at DB.
Come on,
man. That's.
Hey, when they bread coming up, I'm telling you, bro, boys gonna start choosing that.
Hopefully, we got a new TV deal, and the Texans could scrape some money up. You know what I'm saying?
We can find some money, some oil money down here somewhere.
And then it's gonna be kind of hard, bro, because they got a whole situation with the stadium going on. Yeah. Where they trying to move?
Talking about they need a new stadium, bro. That stadium new as hell.
They saying they need like certain upgrades or whatever, bro. I don't know.
No, they don't, man. Bro. He just want a new stadium, bro.
Next topic: Steelers. Right. Sign Aaron Rodgers.
Didn't I talk about that? Didn't I say he was gonna get signed?
I think you did say he was gonna go to the Steelers. Bro, listen, we gonna have to insert this picture of Aaron Rodgers. This man got on a brand new helmet. The F7 got the helmet that you used to wear. They got a brand new version of it. He make this helmet look so weak.
I knew he was gonna get on the helmet.
That man make the whole look so weak, bro. Why are they still letting him wear that weak ass chin strap? That chin strap that they used to wear in like the early 90s, bro, 80s, it ain't got no padding on it. It's a little soft.
He got the one button on that motherfucker.
The one snap, bro. Come on, bro. NFL, y'all want to ban these helmets, but he can still wear that bullshit on the hip. Like, no, stop it. And then the face mask he chose, like, bro, he looks so weak in that helmet.
Hey, when it come to helmet swag, Pat go get
football
on your
swag in general, bro.
Football swag, when it come to them helmets.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start giving out fashion. I'm gonna start giving out fashion tickets.
The X7 F7 helmet, nigga. I don't even know.
That's what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm gonna give out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be giving out fashion tickets this season, bro, for people who go out there and you not up to par.
They on some BS, right?
Should Aaron Rodgers have gotten signed or retired? I think him and Joe Flacco gonna end up in the same retirement home.
I'm be honest.
They gonna let them listen. We all know Aaron Rodgers is a talent.
Arm talent.
But locker room presence. He's still an arrogant person. I don't like Aaron Rodgers' personality, bro. Like how he is, and I don't give a damn what nobody said about him. I have my own opinion.
Come on,
fuck you if you don't care about it.
You can have your own opinion, bro.
Yeah, man. Fuck him if they don't like it. So
yeah, man. Petty Pat go have his rants. Goddamn.
And Mike Tomlin. You know what? Fuck the Steelers. I'm saying this. Fuck the Steelers. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because y'all was supposed to draft Shedeur Sanders, and y'all had my man on his birthday standing in front of the TV talking about, we finna get Shedeur Sanders, and y'all drafted a fucking lineman, D tackle, O line, whoever that was, and
it wasn't Shedeur.
Messed up that man video.
And went and got, y'all didn't want Shedeur, but went out there and got
a 47-year-old quarterback. The quarterback from Necessary Roughness. You remember? Bro, I don't know if you remember. Bro, it's a movie called Necessary Roughness. I think that's the name of it, right? It's in the name of the movie. They had a quarterback. He was an old man. He went back to college to play quarterback for the school. And that's just how I feel like Aaron Rodgers he's still trying to hang. Bro, you know what it is? It's the Tom Brady effect. Because he been chasing Tom Brady his whole career, bro.
Okay.
Thinking he the better number 12.
Okay.
Who give a fuck if you can make sidearm throws? Tom Brady got the hardware.
Right. Nah, facts.
Don't you ever disrespect Tom Brady talking about you the better number 12.
I mean, it's a team game at the end of the day, and I think Tom Brady knew how to get his team.
Aaron Rodgers, you had the teams. You got one how many? He got one ring, right?
One ring.
And he that's his claim to fame. I'm not saying you like, all right, cool, you got that one ring, but hey, Peyton Manning got 2.
Right.
So
Eli got 2.
David Carr got 2 rings.
Come on now. As a backup.
David Carr got 2 Super Bowl rings.
As a backup. And if you've been rocking with this video, man, and this episode is, rock with you a little bit.
Yep.
Y'all been rocking with us from the beginning. Y'all know the motto. Don't get ready, stay ready. Peace.